what you can do when you're starting a new thread is that you can go on the outside of the shape because you're going to work over this area. So I've just taken my knot down there and I've now got the needle, and I'm just going to insert some extra stitches just round the edge to give it a nice flow. I see a lot of people here, they think, oh, I've got my split stitch, I don't need to put any stitches here, but actually you do, because that's what makes it look really good and professional. So really make sure you've got lots of lovely, you can get quite small here. Can you see I'm just tucking that into there to give that a nice shape. I'm actually covering that split stitch, and maybe one slightly small, I'm just going to take that here, almost creating like a split stitch sort of edge stitch, just tuck that under there. So I've got a nice, can you see a nice flow around the outside edge? There's no gaps there in stitching. Okay, and I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to take the needle across here. So my thread is going underneath. So when I finish this stitching in the next colour, it will secure all these ends and I can cut them off. So I'm going to put that on the side. I'm now going to my final colour, which is 356. The darkish colour. And remember what I said, always take the skein, the thread from the middle of the skein, because this one has been very awkward, and put your colour on the side so you know which one you're working on. This is not too bad because it's a darker colour. So thread the needle, and for all those that know how I thread, I take the eye, there's the eye, use the side of the needle, insert it through. All gone very quiet now. That's it. Insert it through. Start a knot. So again, I'm going to take the knot down there. Now I'm just going to do a few little split stitches just around the edge to finish that edge off. So I've got something to work over. Now, if you're a beginner, you could do the split stitch in the same colour. Obviously, I wouldn't go for a dark colour all the way around. Perhaps go for the medium shade. I like to change the colour as I go around, but if you're a beginner, maybe if you just want to use one colour, here I probably would use the 353 or the 354 all the way around if you feel happy with that. And again, now we're going to really, this is the last row, so I'm going to bring this up in the middle. Remember, we're working from the central line, so I'm going to take this down over the edge here. That's it. And then we're just going to work a long stitch and a short stitch again, really making that edge. Long stitch. Just take that into there. Let's just check that I'm happy with that. That's it. And then a little short stitch to help blend the colours. Imagine if we made this all the same length. It'd be more like block shading then and not long and short. And I'm just going to take that up a little bit longer. I'm just going to tuck that into there. And we're really fanning out the stitches here. I'm just going to make a nice short stitch under there. And then I'm going to do just a final one, I think. And you can do this, you can get your needle and just think, oh, where's that going to go? Is that going to look like good? Maybe just bring that up here and tuck that underneath. Okay, and then we're going to move to the side. So that's a long, that one there was a long stitch, so we're going to do a shorter stitch next to it. And we're trying to fan these around so they go that way. So again, a longer stitch. I'm going to go right into him, it's quite long. And tuck that almost into the same hole because we're trying to fan it around. A shorter stitch to help with the blending. And then we're going to do another longer one here into the previous row of stitching, going into the outside, and we're almost there with it. Let's have a look at that. Right, I think I just need another little short stitch just in there. Just tuck that in. And let's have a look at that. And I think, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And we can put a vein line or anything in the middle. Now, I've just cut off those threads because they should have been secured down. If you have any long threads like this left, save it. You never know when you might want to reuse it. Okay, now the thread that's still on there, that's on my needle, you have a couple options here. You can turn your work upside down and thread it through at the back, or you can just bring the needle up on the side there and just thread it through like so, and cut that off. So I've threaded it through underneath those threads, cut that off, and there you have it. And that's a very useful technique for finishing off if, say, you're using a very large frame, so as you turn the work over. So now we can look at perhaps putting a central line in there, or leaving it, putting a nice outline of stem stitch around it if you like, or just leaving it like it is. But that's long and short, and I hope that helps you. A bit like the orange, you can see here, we've got several different colours going on. We've got the lighter, we go to another tone because these two are mixing, then this one here, another tone and another tone. And just, you know, rub it a little bit if you want to just check the blending, check the stitching. Obviously some of my blue pen's coming through here, but we can wash that off. And just make sure you've got a nice amount of blending. You can insert a stitch if you feel that perhaps something's missing, but it's not really advisable. It's good to try and get it as blending as possible, you know, as much as possible. But if you're really not happy, of course you can insert a stitch.